Good evening, children. Welcome to YEP Master, the school foundation program. I am your chemistry teacher, Dr. Sripada Rao. In the previous week or so, last 1 week, last 1 month or so, 4 weeks we have discussed, right, regarding the matter and its classification. We have seen the physical classification of matter. We have divided the matter into 5 different states on physical basis: Bose-Einstein condensate, solids, liquids, gases, and lastly plasma. So we know that the Bose-Einstein condensate is going to be formed at very low temperature, plasma is going to form at the high temperature. So when you arrange all these 5 different states of matter, Bose-Einstein will occupy at one extreme corner, plasma will occupy the other extreme corner. Okay. So here today we are going to discuss about the the chemical classification of matter. Already we have discussed the physical classification of matter. Even we have gone through the physical classification with respect to the solids, liquids and gases, their physical properties, their different arrangement of the particles. We have discussed so many things, right. Now let us focus on the chemical classification of matter. How we are going to classify the matter on the basis of the chemical classification. So on the basis of chemical nature, how we are going to classify the matter. Okay. So that we are going to see today, right. So let us look at the chemical classification of matter. Matter, under chemical classification, we can categorize it into 2 categories. We can categorize matter into 2 different categories. What are they? First one is pure substance, pure substance. Other one is mixture. What do you mean by pure substance here? Pure substance means it is pure in nature. The chemical compound, whatever may be the chemical compound you take, it must be pure in nature. It should be very pure, no contaminant, no other substance should present. Only one substance present and it is pure, that is taken as pure substance. Okay. So when we take for example, let me have I have a water, pure water I am saying, pure water. Okay. So when we have pure water, that is taken as pure substance. Okay. Pure water is taken as a pure substance, pure water. Pure water in the sense it is not clear water, not clear water, pure water, pure. Pure means no other impurity is present in it, nothing is present, only water is present in it. Okay. That is taken as pure substance, pure water. Okay. And similarly, if you take pure salt, salt, pure form, no other compounds, only sodium chloride, pure substance in the sense here only the sodium chloride, is taken as, no other other impurities are present in it, other salts are present in it, whether no other, whether it is sodium bromide or sodium iodide or magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, nothing is present, it is completely pure one, only sodium chloride is present, that is pure salt. Okay. So pure substance means it has pure in nature, it is very pure in nature, it will have very pure, for example pure water, pure salt. Okay. Right, that is taken as pure substance. So with respect to the chemical nature, with respect to the chemical concept, matter can be categorized as a pure substance, does not have any impurity, only one compound that is very pure, no other component is present in it. Coming to the mixture, how we are going to get the mixture? I have 2 pure substances, when I am mixing the pure substances with one another, we get mixture. So what is mixture here? Mixture is combination of pure substances. What is mixture? Combination of pure substances. So when pure substances are mixed together, when pure substances are mixed together, we get a mixture. Okay. How mixture is obtained? Mixture is obtained by the combination of pure substances. We are mixing pure substances with one another. When pure substances are mixed together, we get mixture. Mixture is obtained as a pure substance, right. So combination of pure substances result in mixture formation. Very good, right. For suppose I am taking sodium chloride, pure sodium chloride. Sodium chloride means Pure sodium chloride. When I say pure, what does it mean? Nothing other than NaCl is present. No component is present, only NaCl present in that case, okay. And mixing with pure water. Pure water. Pure water means only H2O, nothing is present in it. When we mix these two, what we get? We get salt solution. We get a salt solution. So what is salt solution here? Salt solution is a mixture. How mixture is obtained? By combining the pure substances. When I am mixing the pure water and pure sodium chloride with one another, I am getting a salt solution. Salt solution is a mixture. Pure sodium chloride is a pure substance. Pure water is a pure substance. Pure in the sense it doesn't have any impurity. No impurity is present in it. Then that is taken as pure substance, okay. So water is pure, sodium chloride is pure. So sodium chloride is a one pure substance, water is one more pure substance. When I am mixing the sodium chloride in water, I am getting a salt solution. Salt solution now is taken as a combination of pure substances. It is a mixture. So mixture is going to be obtained by combining two or more pure substances. When two or more pure substances are mixed together, we get mixture. How much we have to mix? How much proportion we have to take? You can take any proportion if you mix, whatever may be the proportion that you are going to use, the obtained one is generally called as mixture. Mixture is combination of pure substances in any proportion. The combination can take place in any proportion. 1 liter, 1 liter, 1 liter 2 liters, 1 liter 3 liters, 1 liters half liter, any proportion is possible. When pure substances are mixed together, we get a mixture, okay, right. So in general, when you look at the classification, matter on chemical basis can be classified as pure substance and mixture. Now let us move on to the pure substance. Pure substance further divided into two categories. Pure substances is further divided into two categories. What are they? Elements and compounds. Elements and compounds. We know that in the periodic table, how many elements are there? We have 118 elements. So 118 elements that are available in the periodic table are pure in nature. So therefore elements comes under pure substance, okay. Elements comes under pure substance. What are the elements we have? Hydrogen, helium element, lithium element, okay, beryllium element, boron element, carbon, nitrogen element, oxygen element, fluorine element, like that we have 118 elements in the periodic table. So these elements are pure, the elements are pure. So elements comes under pure substance. How we are going to get compound? Compound is obtained by the combination of elements, okay. How this is obtained? Compound is obtained by combination of elements, okay. So when elements are combined together, we get compound. Best example you can take two hydrogen atoms reacting with one oxygen atom giving water molecule H2O, okay. So what is hydrogen here? Hydrogen is an element. What is hydrogen here? Hydrogen is an element, okay. So what is oxygen here? Oxygen is also one element. Oxygen is one element. One atom of oxygen element, two atoms of hydrogen element are combining together, resulting in the formation of a compound. What is that compound? Water. What is water here? Water is compound, okay. So element and element are combined together giving compound. How the compound is obtained? By the combination of elements. So when elements are combining together, we get a compound, okay. So element of hydrogen atom, atoms of hydrogen element, one atom of oxygen element, when they combine together chemically, we get a compound, that is what is called H2O. H2O is a compound, it is obtained by the combination of elements. So compounds are combination of elements. So in detail, if you observe, pure substances are two types, one is element, other is compound, right. One more thing you can observe here. What is it? Elements are further divided into metals, non-metals and metalloids. So, as I told you, we have 118 elements in the periodic table. So, among the 118 elements, we have metals, we also have non-metals and some elements are also acting as metalloids. Okay. So, pure substances are categorized into elements and compounds. Elements are further divided into metals, non-metals and metalloids. Okay. Do not bother about all this classification, we are going to discuss each and everything in detail in further classes. Okay. Right. So, this is about the pure substances. As we know in the first slide we have seen mixture can be divided into matter can be divided into two categories, pure substances as well as mixture. So, when you observe the mixture is again two types, homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Again, what is homogeneous and what is heterogeneous? Homogeneous mixture is that mixture in which the composition is same throughout the mixture. What is it? It is a mixture in which the composition is same throughout the mixture. Okay. Heterogeneous mixture means here this is a mixture that is obtained by the combination of pure substances, but of course the composition is not same. What is it? The composition is not same throughout the mixture. When the composition is not same throughout the mixture, we take it as a heterogeneous mixture. So, mixture further can be divided into two categories, homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous means the composition should be same throughout the mixture. Heterogeneous means here the composition is not same throughout the mixture. So, when the composition is not same throughout the mixture, we call it as heterogeneous. When the composition is same throughout, we call it as homogeneous. Okay. For suppose, how we can take the homogeneous? Take a glass of water, add 2 spoons of sugar to it, try to dissolve it. So, automatically as you stir it, the 2 spoons of sugar will dissolve in it. Okay. And then this large glass, the sugar solution that we are going to obtain, we are taking a large glass full of water, okay, one glass full of water, we are adding 2 spoons of sugar to it and we are stirring it. Okay. Sugar gets dissolved in the water. Okay. We get sugar solution. Then pour the sugar solution into 4 different small tea glasses, tea cups, let us say. Okay. Pour this 1 glass of sugar solution into 4 different small tea cups and taste it. First glass, second glass, third glass and fourth glass. Is there any difference in the taste of that particular sugar solution? No. Sugar solution does not have different taste in a 4 glasses. Why? We have taken 1 glass of water, we have added 2 spoons it and we have dissolved completely the sugar in it. So, what is happening? Sugar is completely going throughout the water and a homogeneous mixture is going to be formed. Water, pure water is a pure substance, sugar is a pure substance. So, when I am mixing the two pure substances, we are getting a mixture, and that mixture when you are distributing into different glasses and if you are testing it, automatically the taste remains the same, taste is same in all the 3 glasses or 4 glasses. So, what does it mean? The composition is same, the amount of sugar in all the glass waters are same. So, that the proportion of water and sugar is same in all the glasses. So, it is going to give us same composition. So, that is homogeneous mixture. For example, take 1 handful of food grain, rice let us say, and a handful of sand particles. Okay. Take 1 handful of sugar, the food grains, rice, and take 1 handful of the stones, okay, soil, and mix these two, okay, and divide into 4 portions and count the number of grains obtained in each portion. The number of food grains in all the portions will not be same, the number of stones in all the 4 portions will not be same. What I am doing? We are taking 1 handful of food grain, rice particles, and 1 handful of solid particle, the soil particle, that is rocks, small rocks, and mix these two in a cloth and distribute into 4 portions and check the number of food particles present in all the 4, number of soil particles present in all the 4. They are different. The composition is not same throughout. So, automatically that result in a heterogeneous mixture. Here food grain that we have taken is a pure soil, that is we have taken the rock particles are also pure. So, when pure substances are mixed together, we are getting a mixture. That mixture does not have a composition same throughout. So, therefore, it is a heterogeneous mixture. So, mixture can be homogeneous as well as heterogeneous. So, we have categorized matter into pure substance and mixture. Okay. Pure substance is further classified as element and compound. Elements further subdivided as metals, non-metals and metalloids. Mixture, if you see the other side of the matter, mixture is categorized into two cases, homogeneous as well as heterogeneous mixtures. So, this is how we can classify the total matter on the chemical basis. So, the chemical classification of matter, if we observe, it can be divided in this fashion. Okay. Of course, do not worry about the terms, do not worry about the things that is the division, okay, categorization. We are going to deal each and everything in detail. Okay. So, let us start pure substances. How to define a pure substance? So, pure substance may be defined as a homogeneous material which will have a particles of only one kind, and it will have a definite set of properties. It is going to have a definite set of properties. So, we can say that pure substances, whatever pure substance you have taken, for example, just now we have taken the sodium chloride, okay, sodium chloride NaCl. So, if you are going to take sodium chloride in the pure form, no other impurities are present in it, only sodium chloride. So, if you take only sodium chloride, it will contain only the sodium ions and chloride ions. So, only one kind of ions are present, that is formula unit is sodium chloride, NaCl is the unit that is present in it. It is homogeneous, same throughout, and the particles are of one kind, NaCl type of particles, and NaCl will have a definite property, its taste, the salty taste will remain the same. So, it will have some properties, it is existing as a solid form, it will have a melting point. So, the melting point of NaCl is fixed when you take in pure form. Okay. Similarly, we can take a water. In the previous example, we have taken water also, right. So, water, pure water, no other compound present, only water, H2O. In that case, what are present in it? It has made up of only one type of particles. What are they? H2O molecules. So, that pure water, if I have taken a sample, a glass of pure water if I have taken, it contains only H2O molecules. Only H2O molecules are present in it. So, it is homogeneous material and which has particles of one kind. One kind means only one type of particles are available. Here particles means molecules. Okay. So, here I am taking water molecule. So, it has only water molecules in it. So, water molecules are one kind and it has definite properties. So, what is the melting point of water? The freezing point, 0 degree, it becomes solid. At 100 degrees, it becomes vapor. So, what is the boiling point? 100 degrees centigrade, right. We have discussed in the conversion of matter, solid state conversion to liquid state conversion into the vapor state. What is the freezing point of water? Liquid water freezing point is 0 degree. What is the boiling point of liquid water? 100 degrees centigrade. So, the pure water, if I am having pure water, the pure water consists of only water molecules, particles of one kind with a definite properties. Definite property means all the particles will be freezing at 0 degree, all the water molecules will boil at 100 degree centigrade. So, here boiling point and the freezing point, boiling point and the freezing point can be considered as a property to know the purity. So, whenever we take a pure compound, its freezing point and melting points or the boiling points will be constant. The value is very sharp. At sharp 100 degree centigrade, boiling takes place. At sharp 0 degree centigrade, water gets converted into ice. So, the melting point and boiling points are very sharp for a pure substance. If they have an impurity, automatically the values will change. The boiling, for example, if I am adding sugar to, sodium chloride, let us say, salt to water, automatically boiling point and freezing point gets changes. Why it is so? Water is not pure. Why it is not pure? I have added sodium chloride to it. Sodium chloride is present in water, so it is not pure. So, when we say a pure substance means it is homogeneous throughout with made up of only one type of particle and it will have a definite set of properties, whether chemical properties or physical property if you take. I am discussing about the physical properties. We know pure water can be used as a drinking purposes, pure water can be used as a solvent for carrying out the reactions. So chemical properties can also be discussed. Okay. So it will have a definite set of properties, and it is made up of one kind of particles, molecules, and it is homogeneous throughout. Okay. Right. Let us look at the characteristics of a pure substance, how we can identify whether the given substance is pure or not. Somebody is given, for example, I am giving you one substance, chemical compound to you. So how you decide that the given chemical compound is pure? So when you observe the characteristics of the chemical, the pure substance, a pure substance is homogeneous in nature. It is always homogeneous. Homogeneous, as I told you, composition will remain the same. So composition does not change. Composition of that particular substance remains same. So when the composition is same, we say it as a homogeneous. Okay, substance is homogeneous in nature. And one more thing you can observe here, a pure substance has definite set of properties. Properties are going to be fixed, and these properties are different from other substances. For example, if we are taking hydrogen and oxygen, okay. So hydrogen, pure hydrogen, if I have taken, pure hydrogen contains hydrogen molecules, okay. Only hydrogen molecules are present, and these hydrogen molecules are of one kind, and the hydrogen will have a definite property. Its what do you call it, its condensation point is different, okay. And for example, if you take oxygen, oxygen gas contain only oxygen molecule, okay, only oxygen molecule. It is of containing only one type of molecules, one type of particle, oxygen molecule. And when you look at its condensation point, the condensation point of this one is different, okay. So the condensation point, the melting points, boiling points, the properties, generally oxygen is used for the existence of life. For respiration process we require oxygen, but hydrogen is not required. So properties of oxygen are different from the properties of hydrogen. So whenever we take a pure substance is homogeneous. Pure substance is homogeneous in nature, and it will have a definite properties, and the properties of one substances are different from the properties of other substance. Properties of one substance different from the properties of other substance, okay. So whenever we have a pure substances, the pure substance properties can be measured. They will have a definite set of properties, definite melting point, definite boiling point, definite condensation point, definite chemical properties, etc. So the properties of one pure substances will always be different from the other substances, right. Third characteristic, if you observe, the composition of pure substances cannot be altered by any physical means. Altered means changing, okay. So we cannot change the composition of a pure substance by physical method. By applying the physical methods, by taking physical methods into consideration, we cannot change the composition of pure substance. For example, if I am taking a pure water in a glass, let us say I am taking pure water in a glass, and I am filtering the pure water through a filter paper into another glass, okay. I am taking a pure water in one glass, I have taken one empty glass, I have taken a filter paper, and I am pouring the pure water into this filter paper and collecting the other side water. So what is water? Water is H2O. So the composition in this case, if we observe, how many hydrogen atoms are present? 2 hydrogen atoms. How many oxygen atoms are present? Only 1 oxygen atom is present. So water consists of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. When I am pouring this one glass of water into another glass of water through the filter paper, I am able to change this composition? No. The water will simply pass through the filter paper without any effect, and another glass I am going to collect the water. That water also, the formula is H2 only. So I cannot change the composition of the pure substance by physical method. Here filtration is a physical method, okay. So I am using a physical method in order to check whether I can change the composition or not. So at the end of the experiment, it is easy that we can conclude that the composition of a pure substance cannot be changed by physical means. So we cannot change the composition by physical methods. All the elements are pure. All the elements are pure substances, and all the compounds are obtained from the combination of elements are also pure substances. So all the elements are pure substances, all the compounds are also pure substances. As I told you, two hydrogen atoms, when I react with one oxygen atom, they will result in the formation of a compound H2O. So, here all elements, that is hydrogen is an element, oxygen element, they are pure in nature. So, they are all pure substances. Compound, combination of element resulting in the compound, compound is also pure. So, this is also pure in nature. So, all compounds and all elements are pure in nature. Okay. Sometimes the substances which we commonly call pure, sometimes we call some of the substances as a pure, but they are not pure. Okay. With respect to the chemistry point of view, as a chemistry student, we cannot accept that the compounds are pure in nature. For example, if you are collecting a clear water, you are taking a glass, collecting a tap water is very clear, no dust particles are present. Okay. So, it is very clear, we say pure water. Can it be accepted as a chemistry student? No, we cannot accept it. Why? Because a clear tap water, whenever you take clear tap water, it is not pure. Why it is so? The water contains dissolved salts and dissolved oxygen or air in it. It will have the water that we have collected in a glass, which looks very clear, the clear tap water, clear, no dust particles, no solid particles can be seen. Clear water, tap water is not pure. Why? The tap water along with water contains some impurities. What are the impurities? Like we have dissolved salts in it, or air may be dissolved in it. So, it may be having air in it, or salts may be dissolved in it. Okay. And if you observe milk, see, I have taken a glass of milk with me, milk looks very clear, nothing is there, only white milk. Honey, very clear, just see here, but milk is not pure. Why it is so? Milk is not pure because it contains fat, carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins and water, all are put together result in the milk. So, milk is not pure. Generally we say, as you look at this particular glass, what do we say? We say the milk is pure, but it is not pure. Milk is always composed of fat, carbohydrates, proteins and vitamins. So, milk is not pure one, it is contains some components in it. Okay. Honey, see here, honey, you have taken a 1 cup of honey here. So, honey, if you observe, honey is also not pure. Of course, as it looks very pure, but it is not pure. Why? It has number of molecules along with the sugar. Honey, we know honey taste is sweet, right? So, it is sweet in taste because of the sugar that is present. Along with the sugar, it has so many other molecules in it. So, automatically honey is also not considered as a pure substance. Honey is also not pure substance. And if you observe the juice, fruit juices, medicines, tablets, they are also not pure. Fruit juice, you know, fruit juice is not pure substance, though it looks very clear. Orange juice looking very clear, mango juice, yellow one looking very clear. Is it pure one? No, it is not pure. Why? It contains sugar, it contains mineral salts along with other compounds. Other compounds are also present along with the sugar and minerals. So, automatically fruit juice cannot be considered as a pure substance. It is a combination of pure substances, right? And medicine, the tablets that we have seen here, it looks very pure, but they are not pure. Medicines are also made. Generally, how we are going to make the medicines? Making of medicines involve mixing of different substances. So, when different substances are mixed together in different ratios, we get medicine. So, if you have a chance to look at the medicine, look at the compound that are present in the medicine at the back of the wrapper, or you can look at the back of the bottle, you can see the compounds that are present in a different proportion they will give you. So, medicine is not pure, it contains some components for it. Okay. So, this discussion clearly indicates that the substances which we call as a pure are not pure. When we say it is as a pure, it should be homogeneous, it should have definite properties, and its composition should not be altered by physical means. Okay. We will see some more concepts with respect to the compounds and elements in the next upcoming classes. Until then, have a nice time, ma. Thank you.